Today, today Thursday, March 26, 2026, here in Zwedu Grand Jira County, on the Jira Communication Network Incorporated. Welcome. This is the Voice of Gedeh Radio in 8.5 megahertz operating from the telecom community here in Zwedu Grand Jira County. Today edition, the Voice of Gedeh team members, the crew, the OSA broadcast crew, then the family of Voice of Gedeh Radio, from the Gedeh Communication Network Incorporated, we have, over the days, we were the guests of the people from Bao Administrative District, specifically bordering Bakubli and Paubli in the Ivory Coast. And today we'll be bringing a conversation on cross sections of Grand Gideon along the Kavala River Belt. Sector rectification in Grand Gideon County. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, based upon your location. Today we are here back on base as part of our mission vision statement in Grand Gideon County. Our intention is to identify, to speak to that lost Grand Gideon, lost in the sense that, and lost on the ground that it is important that we reach out there in the towns and villages, not by way of confrontation, but by way of debate, so that together we can be able to face the issue. Today we are here facing the issue so that Grand Gideon County, our just arrived generations, and the generation will be able to have a better place. And then prosperity is going to judge us again on how we are living this place, because life has stages, you can play your part and go. So today, keep listening to the Voice of Gedeh. Welcome as we join the conversation station, the debate, so that we can together be able to participate, so that we can move on. And since 1964, we've been around here, it is important that our contribution to nation building is key to the transformational growth of this county. We'll take our musical break, but we are back. Then we'll talk to you. We will inform you that you are listening to the conversation from the people from Gulf Town, from Tian Town, in Grand Gideon County, to the Paubli border point, the Paubli crossing point in the town called Gulf Town. It's not Gulf from heaven. It's G-O-R-H, it's Gulf Town. The Grand Gideon living on that side, living by the Kavala River. The conversation with the Voice of Gedeh crew will clearly tell you, will inform your decision. Many a time we are on the radio telling that the 95% of the leaders in Grand Gideon County, they only here to reap for themselves. But the issue of putting Grand Gideon County development as a priority, looking at it, making it as a top concentrated item on their daily agenda, is lacking. For the next 40 years, the country remains at this. You're not getting anybody here to do anything. You elect people, you have them elected. At the end of the day, they go and mortgage your future. Then they come back to you and bring sweet talk. Right now, something is not right that we need to be very careful of. The conversation from the citizen in Gulf Town will clearly explain to you that for the next 40 years, Grand Gideon County's legislative caucus will never be together, never belong to God. That which we don't pray for. But it will be very difficult for them to come together, except their whole brain. They are completely changed. That's the only way. Because just imagine, we elected people as our leaders in Grand Gideon County, senator representatives, and the people sitting down there during the campaign 2023 elections, the platforms, they were all rich with a whole lot of things, conversations. We will do this. You say when you become representative or senator for Grand Gideon County, after 2023 election, you speak for the people of Grand Gideon. So why when you go have meeting with central government, they both say, okay, we will send back already to Grand Jide country. When you can't even be acting as if to say the back already akin to Grand Jide country. And you know, it was something that that different person will carry the mark, give it before you took it from there and bring it here. The Grand Jide people, the Crown people, they're not desperate. Look, let me tell you, the priority of Grand Jide country people is not labor. They're not quarry. Quarry is not our problem here. What is the problem? The thing that Grand Jide people want as their priority. The issue here that the people of Grand Jide country want a peace and stability among their leaders. And in a month that we get peace and stability among our leaders, we got debate but not confrontation. Grand Jide will move forward. You don't need to beg government for company to come here. Government will negotiate with the people of Grand Jide country to operate Putu Mountain. The government of Liberia will negotiate with the people of Grand Jide country to call laws from here. The people of the government will negotiate with the people of Grand Jide country to bring agricultural material here. From our taxpayer money, the government projected that they will buy yellow machine. So when the government buy the yellow machine, they take off Grand Jide on a position to bring it in that news. They're not something for you to be acting and say the government not do BT here. No, it was projected and the taxpayer were committed to pay their money. The government need to buy what they agree upon, what they presented to the citizens. So when the government buy yellow machine, they bring it here. They won't be breaking Facebook and down for yellow machine. When the government bring the yellow machine, a year will be parking. The government will bring a yellow machine. There are 15 countries in the Republic of Liberia. The yellow machine that they are bringing in the country, they convince the two houses from the budget projection that will buy yellow machine. So when they buy the yellow machine for our own money, when the program will be dancing, when they not be dancing, when they pass the road, it's not news for us. It was mentioned in the projected, how they call it, explanation from the government that we want money, we want the taxpayer money, we want use it to bring road, to build road for the people. Because we feel that the more people are connected, the good and better transformation they will have. So when the people come to bring road here, they mean what? So we must be dancing around here? No way. The Grand Jide leaders must be together. You see what happening here today? You're sitting down here who brought lepo then onto the low bay, electric wire, then you're bringing, you put transformer in there, government bring blah wire so that electrification, expansion, LEC on the side, government produces. Grand Jide leaders, their followers are insulting one another on Facebook, on government project. Even if a leader in Grand Jide country brought wire and lepo for the people to get current in a various community, was that what you told us that you were going to do when we made leader to talk for the people of Grand Jide? So when you say with central government, you talk with them, the president lepo here. What a big news about that. That you got to come and be telling people, I bring lepo, I bring wire. You told us that what you're going to do, you're going to speak for the people so that through your speaking, the Grand Jide people, the Grand Jide country that you see here can be transformed. We can have a better place. We can have a good society. You don't know quarry, water, that was maintaining life around the world. The country around Oppo electricity beyond them now. You might not be talking about lepo business and see Grand Jide leaders. You know, they are abused each other through their followers, their workers, explaining on Facebook who are the call for lepo to come to Grand Jide, who are the call for tension wire to come to Grand Jide country for use by your own people that you are representing. You'll be talking about how your leaders negotiating with government to bring electric wire here. The people in Town, the people along the Bakubli crossing point, the people along the Kavala River, they're drinking mud. They don't have school. They don't have safe drinking water. They don't have hospital to these places. Our citizens are dying. More than thousands of people in one town. They're sitting down there. The same places you need to go and sleep and run campaign. The time Flamingo were down there those days, the law breaches they had to these places. They are all in a deplorable condition right now. It's not an easy thing. Look at a concentrated crossing point between Liberia and the Cote d'Ivoire. Vulnerable, that poses security threat. You're not concentrating about that one day. You don't know that The people from Bakubli, unknown people broke in. They passed by the crossing point. And at the end of the day, they came to Grand Gedeh's side. They fled and were erected by the Liberian security sector personnel. Overnight, around 12 a.m. in the morning. The people, when they broke it down, took down the Grand Gedeh County, people fled. And at the end of the day, nobody knows who did that. That issue was discussed. Today, the flare is still down. See the flare here, see the flare pole? You're still asking about transformer coming here, electric wire coming to this place. You see where we had the pole behind there, that the flare pole there that the Liberian government put up first as a sign that this place is Liberia. Beyond there, as somebody, but I want part beyond there, that could go find a boat to that place. When government ready, government get eminent domain. When the security sector personnel or the security checking point at that crossing point, ready to be erected there, we'll call some of the Coco Stadium from to that place there. And then at the end of the day, this is the point, this is the road that separates Grand Gedeh County from the Republic of Arico, Liberia. Liberia from the Republic of Arico. You see that bridge that down there, Law Bridge. And the Law Bridge there where they about 45-minute walk, 45 minutes to 1 hour walk, 10 to 15-minute motorbike drive. The security sector personnel had to come to Samson Tenian village to erect their checkpoint here. This is the checkpoint. You're sitting down here, you're talking about Lepo and wire. Who brings the one there? The citizens are crying and dying, no safe drinking water. Since the people throw the checkpoint, unknown people came to throw the checkpoint down. The flare poles, in fact, the flare pole, they pull down. Pull the flare pole down. Our Liberian security personnel, it went as far as to the national level. County Security Council meeting and all, they have a conversation. Commissioner then went across till now, and that place there, from the Bakubli crossing point, to come to the checkpoint, not too far. And in fact, to be very honest with you guys, I come in about 4 minutes walk from the crossing point. You had the farm of our seated Superintendent Ellis Tessia Green. This is Superintendent Ellis Tessia Green farm in his village. This is it. But the crossing point there, that poses security threat. Nobody talking about how to put that flare pole back up, to put that current back up. I mean the flare, to hang the flare up. Nobody talking about that. So 4 minute motorbike ride. If you are on the back perfect rally 4, you are in the farm of Superintendent Ellis Tessia Green. The security personnel, they have to walk to leave and come to a 10 to 12 minutes, and then they were offered a place by one Samson Tanya to have the checkpoint there. You're sitting down here and you're discussing about who bring Lepo to Zwetu. This is the crossing point that connecting two countries. Anybody can take an advantage of that place and start bringing all of the bad things in the place. Predominantly from that point, from that crossing point to Tianta is about 2 hours motorbike ride. To 2 hours to come back. All of the law breaches and are very terrifying. People living, the populations that live in Asa, the children, no school, no hospital. The citizens are crossing the Kavala River overnight to carry pregnant women to the hospital in Paubli. We said it down here, our county development fund is directed to air conditioning. So what are you discussing when you go to the district health meeting? District health officer in the district the sector concerned, are we passing around the towns and villages making a staff and making a report to central government? That is the reason why when we tell you that we don't have a superintendent in this county. We are yet to transform 95% of our leaders to be nationalistic. Because when you care for the people, you will want to know what is happening. Let's listen to the town chief from God Town. Listen to cross sections of the citizens. What they have to say to us so that we can be able to start the conversation.
Good afternoon and good evening. Please upon the location. This is the Voice of Gedeh Radio. Today we in the Mao Administrative District, specifically moving forward between Tian Town and then Kavala River. But then specifically we are again in the Gulf Town. Today we are in the offices of the town chief of Gulf Town. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. Thank you very much. My name is Principal. I stand General Town Chief for 4 times. My name is God. Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. God Town. We see this town here called God Town. Is it the God from heaven or the God by traditional name? God by traditional name, not from heaven. Okay, today we see the town here being very nice. How is it like in this town? You are the town chief. We see people here, the town is packed. How many people do you have in this particular town? Thank you very much. I'm not in this particular town. First of all, I'm happy today because first time in the history, people coming around, they in the history for all time yet by asking people that what happened in this town and why you live your condition of living in this town. So I'm too happy to do. Right now, I'm facing a little bit problem. Okay, then we will come to that. The town is big. Right here, seeing the town here. Can you remember the number of citizens that you have in the town? Did you know the natural number? Well, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm trying. I'm a town chief. I will try. The number of citizens that have here, they are above county. Okay. More than 1,000 people living in the town, men, women, and children. In the town, when you have more than 1,000 people, travel a distance more than 2 hours on motorbike from Tian Town to reach the God Town. Do you have a hospital, clinic, or drugstore here? Thank you very much. This is problem that I'm facing today in my area. I'm already getting around the district inspector and the commissioner. Like asking them that you should do a favor for me. You need a clinic. So I'm still getting around and talk to them. And now you're talking to them. Why is it true that you're talking to other people to see how best they can provide clinic for this place here? When you're woman sick, now how you can manage in the meantime? Well, if the woman sick, we are very suffering. Go back. Forcing them that female will go to Arab hospital for years with letter is qualified soon. So sometimes you happy when you have weight, you get them with letter, but if what I say when you happy, you have supposed to go out. So which one in the town alone the Kavala River brother in the Africa that is very short for you that you can carry people when they are sick? Right in probably is very short. The African side. Now, when the woman gets sick, you pregnant woman at night, when you get somebody or you get somebody like that, you're carrying them, you're backing down your back or you're throwing in hammer. Sometimes we use motorbike because the people, because by the people, we use motorbike to carry. Sometimes we do anything. And when the children, you're seeing that most of the kids here, the smallest children between the age 5 to 13 here, they are in number. So when they get sick, is that the same way that you carry them to power? Yes, sometimes we do that, but sometimes we do that. Sometimes we carry them to Satan. Firstly, because we want for them to be treated in Satan. Now, water and sanitation, I see in the town here. Do you have a hand pump? How are you getting your water to drink? Well, There's no info, sit down, and very favorable or anywhere. It's Kavara River. This is the one that you're using for drinking. Yes. I see different type of people here by structure. Do you have more see people here? I travel in the cocoa farm farms for 2 hours here. The cocoa farm belonging to the citizen or the Mosi people maintaining them? The farm belonging to us, the citizen of Bhutan. That is their farm, but we listen with people to maintain it. But the farm is for us. Now, peace and security, they talk a little bit in the mail, the among thousands of people living somewhere. Do you have a police depot here? No. We don't have police depot. We have the central police who come to the camp visit or have any business or have DA. That's the day. They are the security that will also assign. How many security personnel here? DEA, immigration, there. How many here assigned in Gotham? Right now, we are two. We are two assigned. The relationship between the citizen and the security personnel that are assigned here, what is coming to your plate? What are the citizens telling you with regard to their relationship? The relationship between the citizen that with me and the security, well, I tell you what we do is fun. It's no problem. As you see, local government official, he's in the commissioner for Mao Administrative District visiting the town and have more than 1,000 people here. Yes, yeah, that's visiting here. Welcome. And also the superintendent, are you aware? Do you have an idea who is the superintendent of Nigeria County right now? Yeah, the superintendent of Nigeria County, we had a time, we need 4 times, we hired a county, county. So have you seen the superintendent of the county here before or he's yet to pay a visit to you? No, we are not here to visit us. If you are hoping to see him one day, I'm hoping to see him. Okay. I know him, but we are not visiting here before. Now, in the road leading from here to go to Town, I see a little bit there are some log bridges, very terrible in the rainy season. How are you guys surviving here to go to Town? Well, so I see two motorbike. We go, you also see this one we go. So we are asking the government to do a favor for us. They come to say here too much. So that's it. Do you have a gold mining area around here or people just here doing farming activity only? Right now, there's no gold mining. It's our family. It's our family. So here, now that you're doing your besides the cocoa that people are paying to here, is there any agricultural activity going on besides cocoa again? You're paying different to only cocoa. Cocoa, we are just red farm. We try to do a family, yeah. The relationship between your office, local government people here in Gotham, in Paubi, across the river. What is the relationship between your office and then they are foreign across? Yeah. We don't have no problems. Going on out and coming freely. There's no problem between them. Is this a walking road? Is it a walking road between Gotham and Paubi, or you have to cross the Kabbalah River by train? You cross the Kabbalah River by train, you get on bike. You probably will try coming from Paubi, coming to the Kabbalah. When we cross, the traffic by the carry free, being happy to do or happy to come back. They say by train. What is the cost to getting the kingdom from here to go to Paubi? Because of the road condition. Because of the road condition. There's a rule here, you now be able to go to Paubi. Now when the woman are crossing, even you yourself when you're crossing Kabbalah River to go to Paubi, when the kingdom carry you have to pay money to the kingdom. You have to pay for ourselves. You get it, they use it to buy our soil and better. When the people go across the river there to the Arabic side, they are foreign. They're not asking the citizen here to give them money before they can go to Paubi. You know, I'm foreign person to I'm only there. You know, there, why are you we are going to call you to them on nothing and come back. You say, okay, you charge your load, there's nothing there, you go free. You will encourage anybody. Is there any final message, Anchi, before we can take leave of you, that you want the world to know, you want people listening to Voice of Gedeh radio to know the government of Liberia, the local government of Nigeria country? Is there any special message that you have for them? Yeah, the special message I have for them, I'm currently asking them, the raw condition, the us here, are suffering us. Very suffering us. Secondly, the sanitation. We need a pump. Then we need a clinic. See the problem. So the people find that they enter here. You see the horses are buried there. The population is large. So I'm begging of the government, let it do a cure for me. Let it do a help for me. You need a clinic. You need a pump. A road. You must see people that are here. When they enter of God town, are they bringing a document to you, or some of them coming that you have no idea of them, whether they registered by the government like you? You must see people that are here. When you told me they are doing a registration, it's right time, from right time, you got that. So I prepare, so I putting in for their resident permit. So myself, I'm always telling them they have to get a resident permit. You say your name again? My name is Benson God, the general country for Bottom. It was a nice time talking to Voice of Gedeh radio. And now that was the voice of the Tanchi, Mr. Ogo, talking to the voice of Gedeh radio. We are still here in Gortan trying to see whether we can talk to some stakeholders here to speak to the voice of Gedeh radio. We are here in team. And then we want to see whether we can grab one elder here to see that we can talk to the elders too, to tell us exactly how is it like in Gortan with regard to the elder council. We just met one of the elder here in Gortan who will better introduce himself. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the Voice of Gedeh radio. What would be your name? I won't go into that person. I'm going to stop. I won't my way. Zapan, you are the elder in this town here. We see in the town, we spoke with the general country here, people here living freely. And for the elders, what is the relationship between the elder and the citizen here? Yeah, I'm not so the young people, everywhere you go, every so the youth them they get problem, the causing problem, everything. How the young people here living? Yeah, that for we are going to be there. We also have done it. Yeah, we have just we sometimes we are being now you are seeing some see people then around here from the time they cross the came to Liberia here to do their people farm and all the kind of thing like that. How is it that how the relationship between the citizen here, the elder here, and the Masibo? So you are a member or you're representing the elder council here. Sometimes are you calling meeting for the elders to know how to also be advising the children here? You have elder meeting here sometimes? Yeah, Sunday, and that's Sunday, I was here apart from here. People know that I've been here, we are there, I'm not doing, I spoke to the town chief, and then he told us here our concern was how the people here survive. He said no cleaning here, no heat pump here, and then also he spoke of he calling on the government for some of those things. They're not your grandchildren here. They went to school here. They have school here. They went there. Here, I could do a yeah, now I could get a down and they were moving. This was an else. Who was here? After so that the same man, they know nothing. So, I was at Bano, the young way, the young now we also want to ask you again, to see whether The police people, the immigration people, we all heard that only one immigration person here, one DEA person here also. Sometimes the elders can get complaint that the security people can be harassing the citizens or everybody living correctly. Over here, over here, I look at them. We say, "Come on, we are we say, "Come on, we are we are we go out, we are buy a pound, is there any final message from the elders that you want the people to know, you want local government to know concerning the God town here? Any recommendation that you want to send to the government to come and say, come to your area to help you out after? And that's the time, and I get it. Yeah, not with here. Yeah, I was off money. Well, I need to know that any problem. Well, can you like that? Yeah, for example, I was saying this year, the one, fún àbá pẹ̀lú amẹ́tótóní àbá tẹ́sàfẹ́dì lọ́wọ́ di ẹ̀ kókó wa lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn àlejò ètò àyẹ̀lẹ́kùnrin àpọ̀kẹ́ wà mọ́ pàṣẹ mọ́wọ́ bọ̀yá àmọ́kẹ́ tó ìwọ́n gbà kẹ́ ẹ̀yọ́ gbẹ́gàdé pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ bí àbá òjò àti òkà ní mẹ́ta múlò ẹ̀kọ́ ìdẹ́jú àtẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀ṣẹ̀ sùúrù fún ẹ̀ka múlò ṣe èyí yẹ́ ìṣọ́ àbẹ́ àwọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀kẹ́ ìdíyẹ́dẹ́ ìdíyẹ́ ìmọ̀tí ọmọ òkú tìmọ̀ òkú lẹ́ èyí ìtàkẹ́wà àtẹ̀wà ọ̀gá bí àǹkó ìdọ́gbẹ́ àgbẹ̀bí ẹ̀rọ̀sẹ̀ ìwádìí àwọn akọ́lé àfẹ́sẹ́ àmì. Iṣẹ́ yẹn nínú yìí. Ẹ̀yẹ́ ọ̀sàbá ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi sẹ́ni ẹ̀ máa ń kọ́. That was the elders representative from God Town here, Zappa of God. That was a nice time talking to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. We are still here and hoping to see whether we can talk to the youth president of God Town. And then from there, we're going to see whether we can be able to talk to the woman leader here in God Town. We are still touring the town and hoping to talk to the two personalities to see how the town looks like, and then we'll be concluding so that we can be able to move to the next town again. Still here in God Town, Mao Administrative District, we are here talking to stakeholders, opinion leaders here in the town. We are again now in the offices, I would say, of the chair leader of this town, God Town. Well, good afternoon, welcome to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. The people listening to the Voice of Gedeh Radio around the world, the Grand Gedeh, in Liberia, want to know who is the chair leader in God Town? My name is Anango. You are the chair leader in the town. How are the women in this town? What are the women getting themselves involved into? How do you call it? You must see people to the oil family or the women are engaged into business activity. They are on the farm, helping their husband they are on the farm or they get their own business to do. Do you have a women group here that maybe they are club here? And what is the name of that and the social club or credit union for the women? Okay, a social club. Now you are here. I spoke with the country. I spoke with some elders here. They have some difficulties when it comes to some social services. The women, when you're pregnant, you're ready to go to the hospital, or you can go to theater, or go to Zerata, or you go to the hospital. You go to Zerata, and sometimes you go and then go to Pauli. How is it like sometimes when a woman really pain to leave for you and go to that place? It's very far. And the children here, when your children yesterday are not in the lab, how you can manage? Don't walk in the lab, go Pauli. Plus, they're bad. So what you want the government to really do right now, listening to you on Voice of Gedeh Radio? I want the government to get us. And then so that in my hospital here, school here, so that your children can be able to learn something for tomorrow. Yeah. Also, a lot of Okay, the road cover, yes, of course. All right. Now I see you again. I've been one of the bigger businesses here, the shop here in the. Where are you buying your goods from? Because where do you from Zlatan or from Pauli? From Pauli. Yeah, where you can go and buy your things from. So I get things. So how much you selling one bag of resin? You selling resin or you not selling rubber there? I don't think it is. No rest. But you selling rest. Okay. So how you the resident where you can get it from? The one you put play on the farm? So from farming. Okay. You don't get it from. So how much for one bottle of 72 how you sell it? Bottle of 72? Yeah. The price that you know there, what is the like? Oh, okay. And then when you sell it, you can get profit from that? Yes, we put it out there and tell you about it. Oh, okay. So, here in the town, when you buy your goods, you're ready to bring it to the town here, from Aripo or from Zwedu. The security people can humble you too much or everything okay? Yes. They can humble you. I small when they are big. From Aripo, you can give you money off from Zwedu. From Aripo. You tell you you're bringing the goods, you will pay money. And sometimes when you're talking to them, they can't listen to you. What you know, you call anything. So how life here, the living condition here, is it okay or you don't manage your monthly? No, it's not good. The monthly is so when the government brings school here, they bring hospital here, we help the citizen. I say, someone on ground thing down here, get a way. Why are you getting that really wonderful? Yes. So when the government brings him from here, the other citizens when they bring him from people feel for him. You see what I mean again? And God, that was the voice of the cheerleader. It was a nice time talking to you on Voice of Gedeh Radio. Alright, so that was the voice of the cheerleader, and God here in Gold Town. Still here in the town, moving on, trying to connect stakeholders and opinion leaders here. We are still here thinking to see, finding way to see that we can talk to some young people here to know their involvement here in Gold Town. Finally, we are here to conclude God Town. We are lucky to conclusively conclude our conversation now with the youth president of this town. We will better introduce himself, speaking to the voice of Gedeh Radio in the Mao Administrative District. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the voice of Gedeh Radio. Thank you, please. The people listening to the voice of Judah, we want to know who is the new president in Goldtown. I'm Dr. B. Ross, the new president of Goldtown. All right, now, what are the young people involved into here in Goldtown? What are the young people doing here? Mainly, we are doing farming. The farming, you're planting cocoa too, or you're some chrysanthemum or a plum or a pineapple you're planting here? Yeah, planting cocoa here. Now, the forest land belongs to your forefather. When the Masi people come, what is the arrangement like between the Masi people and the young people here? I know you get your own, kilo, you get kilo, or your people give you 7 hectare. Yes. Okay. If you put Masi people inside, yeah. So the Masi people like inside, and you are there, how many years do you sign with them? Actually, I can 2 years. It's a 10 years, you know, we don't want to see people. Yes. I'm going to tell you that the other driver tell everything is going to do. Okay. And then the next thing is that the cocoa grow now, you let to harvest the cocoa now. The machine will take all the cocoa or you take some and then the machine will take the other one. The cocoa will keep the dollar. Okay. I don't see. You know the dollar? Uh, Now, young people here, you are getting go money around the place? No. You don't go money in there. But you can go back about the go fishing. Yeah, the people that do fishing to work about the people that have the this natural knowledge. So the young people in the town, we honestly like that one immigration person, that one DEA person, how the relationship between the young people and then the security people that here. Yeah. The security between them and the youth, they have good relationship between them. Sometimes the young people are riding motorbike and then they come. You have to see checkpoint on the road here, continue time to come to the place, security people can put checkpoint down. Yes, yes, sir. And then when they put the checkpoint down, we are asking the people, what is asking? The time they put money on the areas. Okay, so the Muslim people are here, the security people can be taking money from them and put checkpoint on the road. Mainly, you can't know the name of the security men that bring it up. But they are all kind of children, they are all Muslim people that don't complain to work with. They are another officer on the highway there, taking money for them. And because if you get there, you know. So you have like two persons here, one DEA, one immigration. You have to complain to them, to oh, yeah, people on the road and be taking money from the Muslim people that are here. And you have to complain to the immigration people and the DEA men are here. Why did they tell you? Yeah, everyone was complain to the DEA and the DEA. They will say, they tell me, and they are sometimes they are certain people who say, and they complain that other people, wow, you're saying to the border. The point there, they are all people on the highway taking money from the area. The right that's all the people. I know the young people are the one that mostly people can use. When the women there get sick here, they are the children there. They see that they carry the family. Yes. Yeah, they need power like this. They are working in Russia. No cleaning, no cleaning, no safe drinking water. So following as a young man, you president here, what do you want the government to do? What do you want the people to do to help the town? Okay, thank you. Voice of Gedeh. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, they are parents that have it. This is a new parents that have it. They don't have it. So they are begging the government to help them on the road issue. And they say to the local hospital, the school. Yeah. You say the name again? I prefer to use Brown. It was a nice time talking to you. Alright, so that was Mr. Brown representing the young people here in Gold Town, speaking to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. And the Voice of Gedeh Radio, Gold Town, Bawa Administrative District, I'm not Power City reporting.
When the elections are around, our presentation to our own people, first premises. People that we are representing here, they don't have safe drinking water, they don't have hospital, no good roads leading to where they are living. The time for peace, we should get prepared for war. So when the debate has been staged, we stage the debate already. The next thing now we're coming to do now, we're coming to get prepared for war now in the Voice of Gedeh studio. The war we're getting prepared for is to get all our everything set us out there. Because right now, anything going there, they also get a currency that we can switch to our Voice of Gedeh generator. we're not able to redirect. It is by law now. You know, the voice of Gedeh family is concerned about what is happening to our citizens in and around this county and country. Now, we are making a decision. We are taking a decision to buy Lepo. Our concentration is about Zweju. The life that we are living here is Zweju. What happening to the people in Gauteng? What happening to the people along the Kavala River belt in Grand Gedeh County? What happening to the people? What happening to the children? No good hospital, no clinic. We have all of the facilities around here. We're thinking about Zweju. Everybody congested here in Zweju. Nobody want to move on. And then even if we assign out to the various districts, we sit at the district seat. And nobody moving to the major towns. In the town of more than 1,000 people, they don't have safe drinking water. They are still drinking from Kavala. In the short distance future, in that 3-4 years from now, our women are going to start born deformed children. We don't have home for them. We don't even have a medical facility for. You know, sometimes when a child born and I see them, there's somebody who gets spread their hand and everything, looking at a cripple and thing. Because the Kavala River that we have right now, the way we are using it, they got a whole lot of chemical and things that we can pour in the water, in our river, and people down the river, some portion, some part of it, close by the towns and villages, people are drinking it. You know what's going to happen to them? Why are we treating our own people the way we are treating them? And then when somebody go and have meeting, they get in Lepo and wire and they come to the place, come to Grand Gedeh, come there and make it an aim to say that there's somebody that sat with Jesus and the period of Jesus Christ that is to forgive the citizens of Grand Gedeh carry their sin. People want to show up. They follow us for our political juggernautes. Want to be making confusion around here. People in Grand Gedeh classify themselves to be political bourgeoisie, whereby the people in the towns and villages that voted you in power, they don't have safe drinking water. What are you discussing? You had the opportunity, our representative and senator has the opportunity to do budget reconciliation, and it is by law. The only thing they can see when they are doing budget reconciliation, what comes to them? You turn the people money around when you bring it out and you buying things for them. Because you had the economic muscle, you take advantage of the prevailing situation. And then we were created in the image of God. The songwriter said, why divide the people? The late Taman Philip Dubey. We all were created in the image of God. So why are you dividing us? Because of the economic muscle, you suppress, harass, intimidate, and molest the future of the people of Grand Gedeh County. You see that place? 4 to 5 million walk from the crossing point to Guru. Makubili. The superintendent house is found there. But the road leading to that place there, all the bridges that need to be read there. The road, if you do a traffic count on the road, we did a traffic count when we were there. And then you see the road is really running. If you try to compare that road from Tia Town to go to the crossing point, if you even use the road going by Gauteng or you using the road strictly going to Bakubli, if you want to compare it with the roads in Zweju, then I'm Mose PR Street. From the Triangle to AG Hill, going to Jensenville and Toryville. The way the Mose PR Street road is running, how that road is running. Even when you are riding with motorbike on that road with a whole lot of cars, you have to be very careful, mindful, and prayerful. You always drive for the opponent. Because the bikes are passing by one another. The only thing that is blessing us traveling on that road because both left and right are cocoa farm. So you know the cocoa farm, the Mosi garden can really broad to place that you can see ahead in some instances. It was risky for us, and we're coming back around 7:30, 7:45 We left the border, the crossing point where the security had a checking point after 6:12 p.m. So when we got to Tian Town, the security point is 75. When we hit the major highway, Tian Town, going to Duji Town, it was some minute after 8 p.m. already. So you see, now the concentration of our leaders here in this place is how we can look for need, you know, how we can mention our power. Paul wants the people of Grand Gedeh County to know. Moses wants the people of Grand Gedeh County to know. Annie wants them to know how he or she has the political weight in Grand Gedeh County. But the citizens are dying. The natural resources of this county is landing in the hands of people that don't have the heart for this county. Everybody concentration right now we're in 26. 7 and 8. 9 is the competition here. So the politicians are now looking for favor from the people by measuring wanting the citizen to know who doing the best thing, who cares for them. You don't need to construct concrete bridges, redeck them the same way the company did. And some of those love bridges, when you redeck them, it will not even cost you 3,000 USD. Because the people at that endpoint, from that side, they are willing. So if you are getting a chainsaw, and then you say, okay, initially I'm going to bring your operator. I'm going to open a system for you that will maintain the saw your plan, the laws, the plan, the trees are around. You don't need to go far. They will saw them. They carry them to the bridges. They will tow them. They carry them to the bridges. And then they will redeck the bridges, gasoline, pack on nails, assorted cartoons of wire nails. And then the populations will be redeemed. Now you mentioned in your 2025 national budget, annual budget for Grand Gedeh County, laptop. But you can't have it reflected in the farm to market road. Few communities Israel 400 plus thousand United States dollar allotted from the people money. Now the government of Liberia now, you're 49 more yourself. The people can say that Eben Masare, and that God beating them so. So when I pour Eben Masare, because I'm not ground clear. Then we say, oh, that's open now. That Jeremiah Sokan and Mary Johnson are God beating them so. So when I come to Grand Gedeh, then I will be calling, because when we go to Kema, then we'll be calling Eben Masare at the time. The reason why people frown at leaders, it is when the social services are not being delivered to the people. The House of Representatives and Senate has the power to do budget reconciliation. And that budget reconciliation, when they put submit a national budget, that projection when they send it, you can look inside the power you get to say, no, they want plenty. Let's take the one from the one, put it to the one. Let's take the other one, put it, let's take the one, put it to the one. Then you can send it back. When they look at it, they finish with A, then they send it back to you. So you see what's happening. You see how you're treating the people of Grand Gedeh County. These are some of the reasons why we are here in studio and telling you that the leader, 95% of the leaders in Grand Gedeh County, they don't care for the people. More especially the superintendent of this county. The superintendent automatically it's not even having the transformational mind for the people of Grand Gedeh. If you ride a motorbike to go to the superintendent farm, then you will get to know that the superintendent is yet to explain to the people of Grand Gedeh. Even where your farm is situated, the crossing point, it poses security threat to the county and to the country at large. What is the reason for which till now that flare pole is not being erected? There was an issue. So the backup is from you. Now the Ivorian side of the story, the meeting that we had with the president, the inspector, the district inspector, and then the commissioner in Bakubi. It was mentioned, it was discussed there, and then the Ivorian apologized for the unknown men that entered Liberia that brought the flare pole down. They did not only bring the flare pole down, they brought the flare down, and nobody knows what happened to the flare. Destroy it. What happened? If you guys, those guys that came in, if there were people that came with different intention, and then they came to fight. Down at this, you see the pole? The pole is still lying down on the ground. January 10, 2026 was the time the security personnel assigned at that crossing point erected the pole with the Liberian flag on it. You know, and this is the crossing point that we have, Bakupli, the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia intersection. The boundary line between them, say, in fact, before we go to that one. You see the boundary line? That creek that was separated Liberia, that bridge, that law bridge, Liberia and Arrow. Anybody can walk in at any time. You can bring anything in the place. The security personnel needed to have been there to put a checkpoint to that pillar. When anybody crossing, they can see them. But they have to leave and come all the way 10 minutes to ride on motorbike. It's between 45 minutes to 1 hour walk to come to that place. To come to where Samson Tenya has a village that he offered that the security personnel, the joint security can have their checkpoint right there. From that 10 minutes walk, anybody can enter. And that was the reason why the people entered to that place at 12 a.m. that the security personnel did not take notice of that. In fact, they was not aware. And they did what they could do. So if they were like coming to bring war in Liberia here, you know, what happening in Lofa at present, what is happening now in Lofa, this is how some of these things started. I'm not saying that the people of Bakubi or Agroko planning to wage war on Liberia, but prevention is better than cure. That is a major crossing point. So the security personnel needs to be there at that point. Now the superintendent offered them 2 rooms in the house at the farm. He said, okay, I can stay here, and then I take 2 rooms in my place, so you can be able to be there. No, Chief, that decision was very wrong indeed. Wrong. Now the people should be able to go at the checking point, right to the crossing point, there where they should be. Not to come and offer them 2 rooms in your place. So you offer them 2 rooms on your farm so that the people can be inside. Security people that want to go to that place, anything happen there will be private property there. So why are they being to that place? Your offer was not in the interest of the people of Grand Gedeh, but you needed security people to be to that place to mine your cocoa farm. And that is not helping the people of Grand Gedeh country. You're not helping the people of Grand Gedeh. That decision was wrong. We want you to add down to pass the instruction over to the commissioner to tell him, let the people move in. They move to that point to have that flare pole erected again and hang the Liberian flag up. Then the commissioner now will go and contact his counterpart in Bakubu, call the security personnel from Ivory Coast, and then the one from Liberia, and have a joint meeting to that place. And say we're putting our flag on and we have boundary. So we won't put our flag on your council, you can see. And they will be present. And they hang the Liberian flag. The Ivorian will do the same thing. And right around there, the people that got a cocoa farm, we understood that a private person that have that cocoa farm. But the name, we were redirected by the commissioner to the inspector, because that farm had been there. That farm is not 3-year farm, it's not 2 years, and the cocoa already buried. So the commissioner said before I could even come, from the past administration of former president George Weah, that was the time they put that. So the inspector can be able to, point out that person. But the person that had a cocoa farm is important. So we can start building the tank, the security boot, the security checkpoint to that place. It's easier when somebody cross that they can have the interaction with the security personnel. They're walking they're on motorbike 10-minute ride before they can meet the security. It poses serious threat. And your intern here, you have national budget, Grand Gedeh County national budget. You're putting money there inside there. The Grand Gedeh Sports Association 2025-2026 National County needs support to GISA 70,000. You're not able to care handphone to 1,000 people. You're not able to talk to the Ministry of Health people here to support the district health officers and maybe the district health team to get a mobile clinic to that place that will be helping the people. We're not able to do it. But when somebody go and sit down with the vice president say, I'll tell the president go and tell LEC managing director for the people to send wire to the place. Then you're talking all on favor. I have to say, bringing Corey here to go to Togbeita, that the problem that they mean Grand Gedeh people problem solved. What are all now when you're not in offices, when you're not representing as leaders, the day you're in offices, the other people that will come to say negotiate for Grand Gedeh County. You should be telling all now, the way you're coming down for break, you should be telling all now what is in that Putu agreement. The new company that is supposed to take, what is supposed to be coming to take over, what are they bringing for the people of Grand Gedeh County? What is there? The way you're operating is not too far from informing our decision that some kind of money drop. But me, I know the leaders of Grand Gedeh County. They will be acting and they say the free now. When that thing comes between them, that time of the year, the month, and the week, when that make it spark up, all the things that between them, you start hearing everything. That negotiation you're all in the dark concerning the company operation we put to. You're telling to all the companies around here, how is Zone came to the play again. Nobody know what happening with the Pinabo people and Harrow Zone company. Ruby Light on the other side again, Putu. People who work for more than 1 year, they will not even pay them. Hero Logging Company, certain time came around here. There was a noise here. Traditional people coming, all the kind of things, labor violation, you just need them. A representative will not one day walk to the company headquarters and say, look, I heard from the news. It was reported to us. But the funny thing about the good side about the way the Grand Gedeh politicians, the leaders in Grand Gedeh can behave. They are very good at suppressing their own people, looking down at the citizens of Grand Gedeh County, intimidating them, harassing them, but they can form a joint committee to go to Cape Man and talk to Saint Darby people to treat the Martinia good. They can be a committee to leave from there and go to Minta State, Asila Minta, to discuss about how Asila Minta should be taking care of the people of Nima County. They can quote the labor law that explains to the people of this country why the Liberians should be treated correctly. Nobody among the leaders of Grand Gillette County will write plenary and tell them there's an issue with the RCC company in Bo and Flow. That company that operating in Bo and Flow stay indebted to the community people. They say that money 100,000 plus for the people of Bo and Flow. But because that one there, no cutting business inside. No representative and senator will get caught inside. No superintendent getting caught in other money. So nobody want to talk about it. That company walk away with ease. They carry the people money, nobody will talk for the people. But if that money there, portion or A, was going to some kind of solar light, or that will create a condition that Grand Gillette politician will buy solar light and carry to Kuma town. They will be all into it. But nobody coming to explain to us the good thing that we'll see. Nobody explaining to us said that they have conversation, that they even invited the Grand Gillette that they can invite certain mayor. Who they will invite? They able to invite somebody from who a government or that will sign something. The disappointing thing is that whether or not the people put you on committee yourself, the people of Grand Gillette County, they not elect you to go for committee. We elected you as a representative. So your being on committee is not profitable to the people of Grand Gillette County. My man, gee, you cannot be doing the kind of thing to us. If to say we living on Pluto, then you're to Jupiter. Because when from Pluto now, you don't know what's going on Mars. You don't know what they put on Jupiter discussing. But we here on planet Earth. Then you want to be behaving as if to say we don't know what's going on in that place. You can speak to the issue. Even if the people don't want to put you on committee, fine. But you go inside there, you were elected to speak for the people of Grand Gillette County. You know what I mean? If the people, if the lawmaker, the representatives, the senator from Grand Gillette County would tell the government through a press conference that if we can't get the agreement for the new company that coming to operate Putu, we'll not do business with the Liberian government. And we can assure you that nobody will pass to go operate at Putu Mountain. Through a joint press conference. You should see what's going to happen in the country. The president of the republic, the government here, this regime will call the people of Grand Gillette County, to call the leaders and say, what is unfolding? Then a press release, a joint communication will be sent to the president office, telling the president the people of Grand Gillette County want to know our decision needs to be informed as leaders to inform our people back there on A, B, C, and D. At which time you finish having your stakeholder engagement already in Grand Gillette. But you're not getting stakeholder engagement. Who you can talk to? You can't talk to anybody. The very first thing people are now, you're still looking at people to be potential candidates for 2029. So how you all discuss with people? You're having your, how they call it, constituent meeting. You're not having constituent meeting. Our lawmaker, then they don't have 95% of them don't have constituent meeting. Chief, they're not constituent meeting where everybody will say munya munya, oh chief, hey, oh hey. They're not a. You need to have section. When a 3-day session, even like on your PSO, have representative from cross section of people in the district, from the clan, from the chiefdom in your district, bring people, not people in favor of you. Bring people with diverse view. And your interest should be the mission of Jesus Christ to the world. Jesus came to save the lost, not those that believe in him. So your people you get on your camp, the people that supporting you, that when you say praise the Lord, they can't do it power, they can say amen. They're not the people you're looking for in that your meeting. You're looking for the one that have the discerning view and give them the chance to give you their opinion. Now the same thing your day, your son 30-year agreement with Total here. Today that place still remain the way you're looking. The 90,000 gone already. Total now, Why is it you having a plane, you're not operating, nobody can ask Total question again. If Total now in the country when Kone took over the business of Total, then we need to know whether Kone is coming to open this place. The thing that happening with the gas station to the triangle, that what coming happen to Kutu. Once upon a time we saw Kone Sambo there, they put a clock all coming soon, Kone. None of our leaders talking about that because nothing there to share. 95% of the leaders in Grand Gedeh County care for they and themselves, not for the people. Even for the national budget for Grand Gedeh County, the focus, the concentration about that budget, it is directed. Why you go get? No, let me be specific. You have towns and villages around here. You mention how well that boosting the economy of this country. That Bakubli era. That Bakubli era there, if you face all the law breaches, you read that, you know what's going to happen? Goods and services. People will start bringing the director and brother, how are they looking? You're taking money now from there. You're taking 10,000, 20,000, 5,000 US dollar there. You're allocating them for rural women, Grand Gedeh women, rural women. The reason why we have to be specific on some of the institutions, what is important? How is it profiting the people of Grand Gedeh County? Allocation for rural women and redecking a bridge. Now connecting Bakubli, Tian Town. Now connecting Zeret Town and another Baobli or some kind of town in the Arako. When you pass on the Palm Farm there in Zeret Town, or when you leave Zeret Town between Zeret Town and Port Town, that road are leading straight to the border there. If you connect those law bridges there, what will it do when it comes to the issue of businesses as compared to some of the institutions you get around here giving them money? They are allocating 10,000, 15,000 for security booth, 30,000, 40,000 a year for security booth. So the security booth construction voices. The road, because if you check in the development agenda for Grand Gedeh County, even during the first term of my early Justice Seri, 2008, Grand Gedeh County development agenda, where they posted 20% of it was achieved. Let me just tell you what was in that agenda for the people of Grand Gedeh County, as compared to the one that you're trying to redo. And the one you did now, the one you modify and you attack, all of the agitated. And the one before, the former Superintendent Principal Bear Beritan. In our agenda, when you look there should be a road from Tojira Town to Dolwe Zone. The road from Dolwe Zone to Jeru Town, Kuma Town. That's your portion of it. So take 20,000, give it some social grouping around you, put it in your national budget for Grand Gedeh County. And take 20,000 analysis that are opening out road from Tojira Town to Dolwe, from Dolwe Zone to Gowu Buleki to Gowu Duba. From Gale Town to Francais. The road from Gale Town to Francais, opening out road from Francais to Zwedu. And from Gowu Francais to Niao. Connect that road. You say farm to market road. You want to open Grand Gedeh County. And go to Boltown, from Boltown to Chenzoni. Connect that road. From Chenzoni, from Togoy Town, from Gia, from Vlei Town to come to Zwedu. Connect the road from Togoy Town or from to Middle East. From Middle East to Dark Forest. Back to PTP and then Canning. So you see how Grand Gedeh look like. Then when you go to Putu, When you come from Gurabo, connect the road from Gurabo to baby CVR, from CVR to Tiamat Town. Connect the road from Duo Town, enter Rubade, from Rubade go to Kuru Jaudi. How is it profiting the people of Grand Gila County as compared to you giving Grand Gila women? We just know this service to empowerment purposes, but even the same Grand Gila women, even the same rural women, how is the rural women of Grand Gila County going to Gore Town? When last the rural women of Grand Gila County ever had meeting in Wurabade? The no women issue. The rural women, the Grand Gila women, the one you can tell our county development fund, your allocate it for them. Check the whole national budget for Grand Gila County. See some of the institutions you are giving money to. What is happening to Grand Gila County? It is when you have leaders that don't care for this place. This is the result that you have against the people. Tonight, as we speak, today is Thursday. The time is 1 minute after 10. A pregnant woman right now is in the hammer under Kavala River going to probably to go to hospital. That child will be the next representative of Grand Gila County. That child that is under Kavala River tonight, only by the mercy of God, that woman is surviving. It is because some of all our children are in France, in China. So when I go to the place, you must say having meeting right now in Blaitown, and the children there passing around, we're talking about the two Blaitown principal had to shut down the school because government is not supporting that school. More than 100+ children, parents were asked to send their children to the nearby towns to go to school because of government inability to support the school. Do we have a senator? Do we have representative? We have superintendent in Grand Gila County. Where are we? Budget allocation. You're talking about people that have no idea that you're talking about them. Why use the people for your self-accreditment? You know when you want to confuse the person, put people there. Why use the people to enrich yourself? You say that here we were in a commissioner office. The commissioner had no idea. The national budget presented to the county council from the local authority of Grand Gila County, headed by Superintendent Edith Grant, the own principal deputies in the district commissioners, they have no idea how that budget looks like. They have no idea that they are mentioned in the national budget for Grand Gila County. Just imagine. So where are we? Why are we treating our own people the way we are treating them? We'll take our musical break, but we are about to continue the conversation. Then we'll open the line for your contribution on this debate so that together we can rectify the sector. You listen to the people from Gore Town. Listen to their challenges. What's your recommendation to our leaders? But you're going to favor by plenty there. The people arguing. No, I didn't mentor to the government to bring Lepo. No, I didn't mentor to the government to know they don't marry when you say that. ADC said bringing the wire then. How is that profiting the people of Grand Gila County? When you talk to the people when they can't bring company for putting to people, you talk to the government. And so what? It's not news for us. When you eat our money, it becomes news. When you invest our money, it becomes news. When you take 400,000 from the Grand Gila people account, you use it for undefined activity, they become news. We elect you, we have you elected to go and talk for the people of Grand Gila County. When you talk for the people of Grand Gila County, what do you mean? What do you mean? So is that something for people to praise you, to call you congratulations, chief, for making the company kind of Grand Gila? No. That's the reason why I can always tell you, start, you my man, but job will flow and put you carry, and then the prerequisite to what you're doing. So nobody want you to recommend them. You now recommend somebody before say as a leader for Grand Gila who you see as the opposition to you. that you take and deliver to the people of Grand Lake, and they know. There are people there. The people you coming to recommend and put you open here. There are people that you not empower. They rent you all in there, they journal there for what they do with you. You're feeling concluding already the conversation whenever the company will start moving in their equipment. What do you now explain to the people that I will not say? The company coming to do one. I hope those secret meeting they are having, they think they are bringing the candidate and now you're going to cut the poor girl. Then when you buy it in there from the branch, let people own money when you're mortgage, their future. Then when you buy this in there, you're bringing every acting able to say, come on, be running behind you. But running behind you for cheap. Even if you not, if you put not bring lepo here, you will still survive a Chinese line. How durable are those Chinese things that you can bring? What is sustainability plan? Well, people don't have safe drinking water. You're spending millions of dollars in just split second. What is a sustainability plan for the money you're spending? As compared to just read that one bridge, one law bridge, read that and see what's going to happen to the country. We'll take our musical break and we are back. The conversations continue. And then to be part of this conversation this evening, you can put your call through on 0880-878-382, 0775-151-308. You can also put your calls through on our WhatsApp line +231 772 Be a part of this conversation. Yeah, go in. A good. Yeah, keep following our page. It is important that we jointly have this conversation. China City, good evening, madam. How are you today? Yeah, you following us. And then I will come back to you again, brother Anthony Blade. You know, to have the conversation. It is good. Uh, let me see again who is. We thank you for monitoring. We are saying mountain. Yes, my brother, just be there. Be on that mountain there before somebody come to take something from that mountain. It means that jointly as people encounter, we have to see reason to know what the person is coming to do, how they coming to do what they are coming to do. And because it's all about Grand Jira County, It is in Grand Bassa, the Bassa people they say Boside. So the Crown people right now, what they have, what is our inheritance? Now some of the places we have our natural resources. I mean that we can get ground jidder foundation from when it comes to transformation. Uh, yeah, good evening, my brother. I Chief George monitoring us and live with us again from the telecom community here also. Sylvester Johnson, Washington from Carisburg community. It's good. Let's see whether we can take this caller and see how best we can continue. Good evening and welcome to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. Who am I talking to? From where?
Thank you very much. That's my school.
Mr. Toll, good evening. How are you today? Welcome to the Voice of Gedeh Radio.
Thank you very much. I must appreciate you for the efforts made and you continue to make going through the bushes, going through the villages, going through the town to get us information. You see, you are a fellow journalist. And these are the things people looking for to build nation. And these are the people looking for to build nation. So if you don't have information, you will not perform. So you must have the information from all angles. Then you know how to make decisions and then you know how to perform. And when you continue to move for great leader is expecting great leaders. It has been managed leaders. Sometimes they forget their responsibility. So it's about breaking them to speed. So we must very appreciate you for your effort made. You actually getting us to monitor Voice of Gedeh all of the time. I mean, I don't listen to Voice of Gedeh, almost like I'm not listening to anybody. So I must applaud you for the effort and I applaud Voice of Gedeh for making the decision they made for applaud you on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It's a nice time talking to you and being part of the family this evening. Keep putting your calls through for the conversation on this debate. Brother Anthony, good. You know, what we are saying is not about not recognizing the government effort in the provision or the step they took by providing the electrical material for the electricity expansion in our country. But what we are saying, leaders should not be taking the glory. I have to say, when we have conversation with either the president, vice president, the power that be, when they, you know what happening now? Nobody will tell you say this material that coming to the place was provided by the government or the bureau. Everybody claiming glory. So this is the problem we have. We will press the government because the government is under obligation to doing that. That is the mission vision statement of every regime that will come. Government for the people, by the people, and to the people. Now the government has a projection. They submitted the budget. In the budget there, they say they will build road. They will make sure that we have electricity, we have water, and the social basic services, we have them. So again, we are now waiting to see whether what the government said they will do it. So when government doing it, yes indeed, government is living according to her agenda. So we say, okay, the government talks about that, they're doing it now. The citizen will be happy. And then people who are by the party, they will be happy when their political party that is in power now doing what she promised. But coming back to the country now, our representation to the government, people won't claim glory. I talk to the government to do that. So and so what? When you talk to the government, you told us that when we put you there as senator or representative, you talk for us. So when you talk for all that news for you to come here, and you know the risks that some of our leaders taking. Then when they put low, they pick up. They put low over the pick up like that only because government did something and right over that pick up. They will claim over the pick up, they claim over the low, they take it up. And I mean, what's the news about that? What really that one mean? When you talk for your own people that you represent in your government, do something for them. Is that news? They're creating confusion among our leaders. Right now, when you go on social media, A versus B. Our leaders now that were once upon a time, like a million chat. That the reason why anytime you see grand leaders when they are sitting there representing the senator, when they sitting there, they're acting like the electorate, for all we know the land. You know how many times they have taken photographs and I mean they did their pictures and things around here, send photograph to people around that they are together, hold hands, hug one another at the end of the day. It's a complete drama. To the extent that if you are working with a representative in parliament and that representative has an issue with a follower of another representative, then they just see you in that representative office. Why are you go eat together? And Grand will always be Grand they'll always be together. You fire, sack, and dismiss from that representative office. Only because you visited another representative that the representative or senator has an issue with. As long as you will be in that capital building for 6 years, 9 years, don't go to that other representative office. Because when the representative see you there, it means that you don't want to carry news. You see what happening with our people? They forgot about what happening at Galatan Bono. They forgot about what happened to Seiwo. They forgot about what happened between Bo and Plo. Forgot about what happened to Zamitam. So the unity most matter. The central government, every region in the Republic of Liberia, from the time you came back from the Aroko for all who came back from Inebari, from Monrovia, from any first region till today. Good evening, welcome to the Voice of Gedeh Radio. Who am I talking to?
Thank you. You are talking from Amaku again.
Yeah, second time around.
Okay, Rana, this is not about people boasting that I've done this. That is your responsibility. The first thing the people did not elect you so that you can go and boast of your responsibility. You took the challenge, you told the people that I'm going to represent you, so in all forms. So when you go and you love it and you get opportunity coming, that is not a boast. And that is news. That's just your responsibility. So everybody who does that, they don't have responsibility, they just went in a house to make news. So going in a house there is not going to make news, but it is the right way to perform your responsibilities as a lawmaker and take your responsibility administratively to pay back the people, because the people putting you there, you got to pay back. And so your paying back is not a news. So anybody, those who are caught in the form of, you don't want it for the people as legislature, then you go from that. No, it's not ethical. It's all that Marco supposed to be right car, 38 nights, supposed to be right car, passing around from one car to another car. There are exam, Marco get one car now, there are both around. If he left it, I'm going to be able to go to the car. So they call life and follow with me. And people push me. I go and then walk at that is supposed to move. And that is not a news. And so the legislatures are their function, that their contract is signed with the city and the contract is signed with the country to defend and bring back and develop the country. That is the responsibility. So it's one of the news. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear brother. It was a nice time talking to you on Voice of Gedeh Radio. Keep putting your course through to have your conversation debated so that we can be able to move this country forward. You know, the disadvantage to that, some of the disadvantages that they're making new hands. Now they follower now, grandchildrens, young people. No, the government did this. We agree the government did that. Yes, that should be noted. That should be noted. Our leaders should inform us. You see, you know the reason why we are having what we are having, that the confusion is between our leaders. You know who is bringing that confusion? The superintendent. Superintendent Ernest Chesia Grant is the one who is creating the confusion among our leaders. On the ground that the superintendent is under the obligation to explain the government policy. It's part of unity party. This is a unity party-led government. Anytime the government do something, explain it to the people. Let them get to know. So any leader that will come and say, "I the one they did that is not new," it belated. But because the people don't know, anybody can come and say that me too and that they won't happy. It does not mean they won't not going to happy. To bring pole and wire to your people. Somebody cannot talk. So if you not talk, it means that your people will be in darkness. So because you talk and then your people come in get led. So that something now, and you know, that will clap. They come in Sunday, will go there, will pray for you in the church. No. The party chairperson, how they call it, the Senate mayor, who is the unity party chairperson in Grand Judah County, is not explaining government policy, what government doing. Anything that the government do, what the government will do, what the government plan to do for the people here in the country, specifically Grand Judah County, needs to be explained to the citizens. You go to other places, we say what the government not do, they say the government not do anything here. Because the people don't know. You're in the government, you're representing the government. You people are the spokespeople. The superintendent is the information minister here for the government. The superintendent is the head of administration. The superintendent for this place is the president. He represented the president here. Every good thing about the government here, every challenges that the government have, the superintendent as the head of administration when you're moving between districts. If possible, leaflets, flyers need to be distributed to the people. Every meeting that the superintendent has outside of Zwedu in Grand Judah County. Small information about how the government is working, what plan the government has, what government not do again, new to the people of Grand Judah County. We need to know. In the absence of that, our leaders will come here and citizens will be going against one another. So you see the confusion right now on Facebook. Just the past 2 days for the poll and the wire and that. Citizens right now confused. They clearly indicate what is happening right now. The follower of Senator Penny, the follower of of Representative Jeremiah Gausuka. Now the government supporter, Unity Party supporter on the other side. So that 3 now. The 3 group explaining. And the Grand Judah people, the young people of Grand Judah County will not debate. They don't understand debate. They understand confrontation. Nobody will say, "Look, I am staging a debate, join me, let's do the talking." And at the end of the day, we can make sure to right the wrong. The very first thing, how your friend not go to school correctly, how the leader say not do the one, and that one will spark out another confrontation. At the end of the day, they will pick up someone and fast 7 months confusion from that end point. Other people say, "Okay, from today on, I'm not behind their leader against them." And sessionally, when you bring all the poor there, the day you jump over Kuma town, you say you're starting from Penu. All the poor that in Kuma town will say, "We're not behind the leader was supporting again." Because you jump over our town. Because the simple information, the simplest one, that somebody is supposed to provide for people consumption, they're not doing it. They got Unity Party officials here. Nobody to explain Unity Party agenda to the people of Grand Judah County. So anytime Unity Party doing something good for the people, it just remain at that. Another person will come and say, "I did it." If I it will not mean say the two are not going to come. The follower of that person now will want to score political goal. You represented it already, you sent it already. What's your fear? What are you worrying about? You gotta tell people how you work it? No. We're not interested in knowing what the representative doing good. The reason why is that the people of Grand Gedeh County elected you, they are evaluating you from your platform that you get it. You told us that you will create job for people. When you send somebody for a person to go to Canada, that news, chief. Now that news. The Bible said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work. Glorify the Father which is in heaven. You told all you do this thing. When you're doing it, then he will not need to be praising you. When you're not doing it, become a news as a reminder. Then we'll stage the debate. But when your light is shining, then not you will talking, that the beneficiary will talking. And the people will say, no, let he or she be there. He or she is living up to the agenda. Because sometimes the explanation is what bringing the confusion. And we don't want our leaders to all of the time be in confusion. When you guys are united, then you will run one communication to the government. And that communication, everybody will sign it. Grand Gedeh County legislative power can always read when they sign that letter can go to 513. Nobody can hear them because they're not together. You see that? And the follower are the one that creating the problem. You're creating the problem for the leader because you people are not consistently informed when it comes to telling your leaders the right thing to be done. We'll take our musical break when we are back. We'll continue our conversation. The station you are listening to is the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the people, from the Gedeh Communication Network Incorporated, the voice of Gedeh 88.5, operating from the telecom community here in Zwedi, Grand Gedeh County. 28 minutes to 11 p.m. to bring to an end the second and final portion of our daily broadcast. Until then, join the debate as we are moving Grand Gedeh County forward. So you see, Voice of Gedeh is working for the government. Voice of Gedeh working for all the senators and representatives. The Voice of Gedeh is working for the people of Grand Gedeh. And Voice of Gedeh is representing the voiceless. But the thing you're not doing when the station talk about your vest. But 95% of the leaders of Grand Gedeh County, they don't move. So when Voice of Gedeh go all the way into bushes and tell you the condition of the people there, a good leader could always say, that's fine. This is what I wanted to hear. In my district, the people that I'm representing in that town, they say they don't have safe drinking water. I listened to the radio station and the journalist reported from there. I am now sending my team to go to that place to do an assessment and give me the feasibility study report and see what we can do. And call your team member, visit the place. This is what we call from Voice of Gedeh Radio. Go there, talk to the leaders in the town. Don't go to them and tell them say that you're the one with press people carry. You can come report us. No. We overheard that. Or you talk to the Ministry of Health people. We say we want to have a joint visitation to this place. Go with joint security people. If a leader, either the commissioner, the superintendent of this county, a representative of this county, a senator of this county, get on motorbike or announce and leave from Town to go to Bakubli crossing point. If that representative, that senator, not time with a arresting officer on that road. When you ready to go, you must buy 15 cartons of handcuff. You will handcuff people on that road before you can come back. And who you handcuff on that road? Security personnel. Just travel on that road unannounced. In the forest between two farms, you see somebody put your point down. Then they say they call me. You're not coming, you're intimidating, you're molesting, you're harassing people. And the disadvantages to that, dying at the 400 level, the what the security sector personnel, some of them can do. You not get gun, you not get net, you not get anything. You just dress in security uniform, you send it in the care on the road, in the bush, between cocoa farm. You send it out there, you put rope on the road. Any motorbike coming there, you stop it. Then you speak your French to the Muslim people. Where you coming from? Bring your people. You not get people. Whether you get people, you not get people. You say they must bring something. They give you the thing. So they will be there. Everybody. There's some of the security personnel from Zera Town, some of them from Tia Town, some of them from Tow Town. All of them using that road from Tia Town all the way going to Bakubli and going to Pawabli Borough, to the crossing point. 95% of them using that road to go there and get their kumi money every day. You go in the place, you see some checkpoint in there. And what are those guys that are wearing their uniform? They really know the uniform they're wearing. You know what's going to happen? Criminals are going to take an advantage of what the security personnel are doing. The Muslim men know when you eat green and green. You eat green and green, the men know you eat uniform. Never blue said that you're red, and I can thing they said. You have to go going by the Kuma down. When the post here, you security person, once you in that green and green. All the security personnel that will get in the place. The only people that will not see on that plate, I mean to that plate are 5-7 people. What at that time they were on break or when they will not even know. People from Tow Town, security people from Tow Town, people from Tia Town, people from Zera Town, they can use our road to go there. You go there, before you reach to the place, you'll find checkpoint on the road. Rope, the kumi. So you see the life that we are living. The same Muslim people there, they will go back to their stranger fathers in the towns and say, people were on the road today. They stop out, they wrestle, they take money from us. When they go check on the road, they will not see the people. To the extent that the information will get in a late evening hour. Security people can be on that road. You go arrest Muslim men at their corner. Yes. You go arrest put at their neck. You don't get anything under the uniform that only depending on. You don't even know what the men talking. But let's chat them and so we can move from here now. If possible, they can do anything to you. In the forest where the Muslim people can already cross from Bakubli area there, nobody can see some of them, they find, bushes, they go into the farm. Some of their friends will bring them. They say, let's go. They get checkpoint on our road, so they find them. The Muslim men that can't even live in the town. The men living in the bush, 7-8 hours in the bush, the men there. So when the man reach inside the checkpoint like that, he pass in the cocoa farm, he bypass the checkpoint, the man is like, go bother with the man on the road, the man get call it in your hand. You not get anything there. No tear gas, no teaser, nothing, no arm. At the crossing point to Bakubli, Frontier Town, the checkpoint they had there, only one security personnel had arm at the time. Was a PSU guy. The guy is now at present in Lofa. They recall him and they sign him in Lofa. So all the guys that to that place there, they don't even get baton in the first place. No collar, no net, no weapon in that place. They just there. So the day they make a pact, then you find 7 to 10 Burkinabe to come with collars in your hand. The dramatic drama will start. Then that's the time the Liberian government will be serious. That's the time the local leaders will be serious. You know what I mean when leaders are visiting towns? They have security advantages. The superintendent is on a way to Gary Town. The superintendent is on his way to Bo Town. The superintendent is on his way to Temple Buddha. They are voting across there. And if the superintendent is visiting Temple Buddha, the district commissioner for Grio and Tuabu, the Francis Muna, all the Burkinabes that are at Temple Buddha and the surrounding towns, the stranger father, the citizen residing to that place, the commissioner will make sure that nobody go in the bush that day. The superintendent of Grand Junior County, the governor of this state, if this place was a federal state, is coming. Nobody will go on the farm. The superintendent must meet and speak with each and every one. Everybody will come. And the people that want to do bad things, when they hear that unannounced, the superintendent can always visit that place. People will be afraid. My man, that player won't pass with the cocaine air, you won't pass with the drugs to Temple Buddha. They put the superintendent can come to that place anytime that man coming and just bring some joint security people in there. So what you care the thing in there and at the same place that the man go and you meet the man there. What you do? My man, I told you that you got to take our hand for any drugs business. If we find it difficult. You see it? So now when they see citizens having meetings, I say, I told you. And they put them to that place. So it has some security advantages. But a leaders will just be safety. Then the criminal, they are one step ahead of security. The criminal will start to strategize that the entry point. The transporter are the one that informing those that are doing the business. And then the transporter will say, I passed by that place. And they are also conducting traffic count. They say the road not really running. Some of the people you see them when they come to the checking point, they are seated and say that I want to rest more. Let's take a rest before we can do all the go on. They are observing. When they go, they make a phone calls. They say the security strength at that crossing point is not really high. In fact, they don't have arm. You can come there and then we can cross. So when you come in, what you do, there's a cocoa farm before the checkpoint. The motorbike can stop you and you can walk through the cocoa farm. I went in that cocoa farm to use the latrine. I pretended, but the place is clear. There's a road there that they're passing by the checkpoint and nobody will see you. And the criminal can do that. At the end of the day, our community will be infused with the bad substances. It's difficult to trace them when they are in the city. This is what you have. When you have leaders that are not concentrating and strategizing for national growth, for institutional transformation, for county development. The leaders of our county should be able, the unity partisan. Unity party is in power now. You'll be explaining government